Here we go, boys. We haven't seen this fucking matchup in 3 years since we saw it on B blank 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 series. Back 3 years ago in the tournament, Almirante versus Mike BEASTon in the last Group 2 series of the day. Best of 3, random maps. It's going to be Vault, Bedrock. I think I said Rift or Frontier. I don't remember. We are already seeing Forge versus Orby. Michael opting in again for Forge. And again, Arbiter chosen out of... Sorry, guys. I'm trying to update the thing. Alright, we're seeing Mike BEASTon's clicks here just for a second while I update everything. But again, boys, this is a best of 3. There's no winners. Again, this is a round robin. We just need wins and losses to be able to see these players in a bracket so we can continue with the rest of the tournament. We're seeing a matchup here. No Vortis, no repeats. 60-minute timer. The big boys are going at it. And we are seeing Mike BEASTon opening up again with Forge. He's going to grab his first mini there. I didn't see if it was a Gen 3rd build. It looks like it's a Gen 3rd build. Almirante already overextending and grabbing the 2 side minis, as we can see on the mini map there. He hasn't grabbing his yellow. He hasn't contested for the yellow there. He has contested for Mike's extra gas off to the side. He hasn't quietly secured his yet, but he is coming in hot. That is going to be a Gen 3rd as well. But he opened up a grunt and not a jackrabbit there. Looks like Mike didn't open up a jackrabbit either. He opened up Marines here as they're fanning out. He's going to find out that Almirante has taken half of his gas there on the front side there. Almirante now taking his natural gas up in the front. Mike's going to try to fan out and try to grab this mini that he did get away with EOD Spartan Seb, but he did nab his double mini just in case. No hiccups here. Looks like both of these players have a plan and they're sticking to it. Almirante got enough of the minis that he wanted to. Now the question is, are you going to open up ghosts or are you going to open up grunts? Active camo is 21 seconds out. We just answered that question there. He's nabbed a lot of that yellow. This might be a plan that was on the fly. Might have went ghost, but he opted into for the active camo since he got so much of the gas there. Easily mass up these grunts, play some defense, grab all these nodes, get into Tech 2. And again, we're not playing versus a shipmaster this time. Mike BEASTon has now put his production building forward. He doesn't have to worry about the leader coming on home there. Doesn't have a Rax at home. Setting down his second generator there and has opted in to upgrade all of his economy here, taking advantage of Forge's eco here, and it looks like we might see that infantry playstyle once more coming out of Mike. He's got to get these snipers up. He's got to keep them alive. He's got to be able to fight here because Almirante does have that cloak, and he's trying to posture up to take these nodes here. The sniper is 15 seconds out. Almirante's already posturing up to take the nodes here, as we can see. Everywhere already taking the nodes. Mike already applying the pressure here with a Hellbringer first before a sniper. Almost going to get away with these nodes for quite some time here. But again, Mike's already upgraded all of his eco here. He doesn't have to worry about anything eco-wise. He can be able to afford these snipers all day while still getting into T2 and challenging for this. But it's going to take a lot of micro here. It just takes one unit to be in cloak to be able to take this back. So let's see how he micros his eyeballs on out here to be able to keep this map control and not let it go out of hand. Who is starting a poll on my stream? Thank you everybody for the follow. Thank you Seven. Thank you Seven for the 10 bits. Hell yeah, brother. Andres, Godly Alex, Only Good, Yoda Viewbot, TV Reek, Maltrin Atrax. Thank you for the follow, everybody. It's the Big Boy Games here. Michael versus Almirante, the series that everybody wanted to watch. Mike opting in for an expansion before going into T2. Again, we're seeing that infantry play style here. He's going to acquire 2 of his the nodes up front there. Again, Almirante opted in for cloak. He's got a sniper split off to the side so he can try to gather this node here. Oh wow, it was aggroed by that one grunt, and it's being chased. But again, Michael has to split off enough snipers to all of these nodes to be able to contest for them. Normally, Cutter doesn't have a problem with that. Mike's about to be into T2 here. Let's take a look at Almirante. 21 population is in T2. Has a Rax and a Foundry coming on up. Not a lot of slots for Almirante, and they are being challenged here off to the side. Got to where he wanted to. Hasn't upgraded all of his pads here. He's barely doing it now. His eco is still hurt. He cannot take an engagement But he does have to worry about the 51 population from Mike as he investing into this T1. We saw him go dispersions last game. 20 seconds out from T2. 3 nodes to 2 here. Mike doing a great job. This is exactly what I was talking about. He can't let this go unsung. He's not going to allow it to go unsung. He's going to have to micro his eyebrows out. Sniper still alive on the backside there. Going to be pressed from the grunts there. Elite Rangers. Looks like it's going to be Marauders. Yeah, Marauders and Rangers off to the side there. 3 nodes now in possession for Mike. Should be in T2. Applying pressure everywhere. He's not letting these nodes. If the one person that can contest in micro to be able to fight Almirante, it's going to be Mike. Rangers already up front here trying to stop this, the damage that was set here. Looks like Conduit is already activated to try to heal some of that. This is the engagement here. Scatterbomb still in pocket. Mike's gonna come in out. Knows he's in T2. Should have saw these Rangers here. We'll see how this goes down. I don't know what the fuck I'm reading in chat. Let's go, boys. Wake up. Almirante almost... I think he's behind on his 3rd point. Unless both these players are behind on 3rd point. Unless they're both already at 4th point. We'll find out here. I wasn't keeping track of the points. I looked away for a second. Again, 3 nodes and expansion for Mike. Again, Hogs, Wolverines coming on out. Snipers. Let's see if he opts in for the dispersion. Or just being queued up. That's what he spent his yellow on there. Hasn't upgraded his main... his expansion there. Yeah, we see the blue fire. Just heard it. Dispersion alls are now upgraded here, and this is the fight that he wants to take. 4th point around the corner, already saving up 67 population. We're seeing in the repeat once more. The infantry playstyle forge, which I absolutely love. This is the push here, boys. Let's see how Almirante handles it this time. We saw Sebastian fall on it. There it is. See where he opts in to efficiently places Yaks. You're going to be dropped in at the node here. Almirante trying to do some work in the background there. Going to posture up to take some of those back. Took a couple of minis back on that side. Mike starting to gather all of his units here. And this is the engagement that he wants. Almirante's got to be careful with the scatter bomb. He's got to time all of his leader powers correctly. That's Conduit 2 there. Scatter's going to go down. Great splits by Almirante. Not going to catch anything. Just a Marauder and a Ranger there. Dispersions are still there. Yaks are postured on finally. Mike utilizing the Wolverine for some vision there. The Forge Hog couldn't be in the fight as he wanted to be because he is still T1. Almirante going to loop around. 61 population versus 72. Backdoor play coming out of Almirante. Back at home for Mike. Mike's got to worry about, can't let this go unsung either. Got to get some Hogs back at home. And this is where Almirante shines in some of this multitasking. He is a controller player, but he does very, very well at being all over the map and pressuring, and you cannot let it go unsung. Mike has now lost 2 plaids, including a generator. He's going to try to push up here. The Yaks got to reposture up to be exactly in the correct position. Hunter's just going to walk on up like it's nothing. Wow, and Mike is hurting at home here. Almirante, you... hanging on to a lot of his population here. A lot of his counter units up front there. Warchok's going to come up and kill a Hunter. 2 Hunters did not kill a Kodiak. Mike's going to finally clean up these units back at home here. Like I said, he did lose that generator. Get a couple supply pads back on up. He did have his pads upgraded for quite some time, but now we're going to see another push here. As Mike overextends, Almirante is going to overextend for the expansion. Mike trying to be in 5 different places at once. Was doing a great job in the beginning, but this T2 at 9 minutes is now starting to unfold here, and we see the rally point set for Michael's main. See if it diverts for the expansion. Mike's got to come home. Mike's going to leave a couple of units here. Just in case NG's come up, he's going to leave a Wolf there and some dispersion for the base damage. Almirante sees a small clump of units here. He's got 1 Hunter in the mix, 2 Hunters in the mix. So let's Conduit. I don't think his leader powers are fully back on up yet. We did see Conduit of 2 there. But he's going to continue the pressure here. Forge doesn't necessarily need the yellow concurrently at the moment. 66 population versus 70. Arbiter's in the fight. He is a T1 Arbiter. He cannot proc it yet. Another leader point coming down. That's going to be 5th point here at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Take a look at the eco. Mike is not postured for Grizzlies. Shot the Y ability. Where did it go? Arbiter's not T2. Cannot proc his abilities yet. Waiting to the last second. Conduit of Rage 2 goes on up. Goes down with the stasis mines. Dispersion nozzles are going to be wasted from the Rangers. It's a big fight here. Mike's got to rally back on home. He did take that expansion there. Stasis comes down. He's going to grab the hogs and the leader and that turret. Going to pop the proc to heal up his units. He's going to continue doing some damage here. Anti-infantry in the background. Turret in the background here. 64 population versus 63. Mike doing a small push at home. Push back on here. He's going to take one pad. It wasn't a generator. Rangers coming on out to deal with that. Units delivered on... Did he drop it here? Or did he drop it at home? Scatterbomb comes back at home. Trying to deal with the split push here. Don't know if he has the correct units to deal with this. And it looks like those yaks were put up there for defense. He's going to push that off. They're still being challenged by Marauder and Hunter. And wow, and he lost one already. That's an expensive drop, and he needs to utilize it the best that he can. He's gonna quit on that push there. Almi still sitting with Rangers fighting some hogs here. He's going to keep challenging. One Hunter in the mix. Both of those yaks are going to die. Gale's finally on up for Mike. Arbiter still doing a lot of work here, bullying these hogs here. It looks like Mike's micro's falling apart here. Both players try to push each other's eco. Almirante's going to come on top out of that fight there. Almirante's pulling a Neo D and fighting with some red bar units. Dispersion finally in the mix. Hog finally doing his job. Almirante ahead in slots. Ahead on minis. 42 versus 49 population. Mike trying to keep his gens alive. He's going to have to start transitioning to T3 here. Take a look back at Almirante. He's in T2. Trying to save it for T3. Floating a lot of blue here. He's probably saving up for T3 and to be able to triple pump some wraiths here. Looks like he's posturing up the foundries there. Kind of gave up on the nodes here. It looks like the focus is going to be back top mid. We should see another engagement here. Don't know if the scatter bomb is back on up yet. Arbiter's sitting here. Gales are on up with some dispersion and one wolf. Yak is out of position and Almirante's in the perfect spot to be able to pick it. This is the damage that Mike wants to use. He needs as many of those as he can. He saved up for his Grizzly drop. That's going to be his 5th point there. Let's see if we see a mass stasis to help split this army. Conduit comes down. He's just going to teleport on out. He's just not going to take the fight at all. His NGs and a couple of Rangers still in the sky. And Mike saved the Kodiak, and that's what's going to be his damage. He's got the beefy, tanky units, literal tanks here. He's got his Kodiaks off to the side, healing him off to the side, and he's got his Forge Hog to give him vision. So this is going to be the push that he's wanted to acquire. It's not as beefy as he wanted it to be, but he does have the muscle from the Kodiaks here. Almirante is peeling off his leader to come kill the Kodiaks. And he's got to keep these Hunters alive to deal with these units. Just cannot sit in the scatter bomb that should be around the corner. Mike doing a great job ecoing enough for that. Hasn't even increased his population and has another yak drop here. Arbiter is up top. Should have been 4 yaks. It's now sitting on 3. Take a look at back at home for Almirante. Almirante is still in T2. He's forced to spend a lot of yellow on counter units, and he knows that he can't fight this. I don't think Mike is fully set up here. He doesn't have his population increased here, and his eco is barely getting back online here. That big drop broke his bank, and he's got to keep these units alive because these Kodiaks are expensive and these tanks are expensive. 3 nodes to 1. Another cheeky play coming out of Almirante. Mike's going to send his leader back on home, it looks like. Mike's going to try to heal, but I don't think that's going to be enough because the leader is here as well. He's going to pop some more. Jesus Christ, that damage. He's going to pop Conduit one more time and take another pad, possibly a 3rd. Mike's going to give on up. He sees the split push here. He's going to come back on home and try to push here. Stasis comes down in the middle of those units. Kodiaks are still vulnerable here. Going to pop the Conduit there. Might get 1 Kodiak and 1 tank. Big fight there. Jesus Christ. And that's doing a lot of damage at home. These 4 units right here. Took away a turn. It took half of Mike's space right here. Mike's got to utilize these. I mean, he's got to preserve these units here. Rangers are still fighting there. Got to send the Hog on home. And look at Almirante getting free reign here. This leader is keeping these units alive and doing enough damage. Distracting the turret with the leader, doing the base damage with the drop. And that is hurting Mike a lot. He's lost all of his gens once more. Warjog is here to deal with some units. Michael is in T3. That is a T3 hog. Leader's going to be teleported on out. Apply a little bit more conduit. Let's see if Almirante gets this last building. Oh, he's shooting some Nightingales there. Did the damage he wanted to. Mike preserved a couple of these units here. Let's take a look at Almirante as he transitions out. Still in T2. Nowhere near T3. He's just going to keep the pressure on. I wonder if he's going to transition into Phantoms here pretty soon. We saw that base picked up from Mike real quick, but that was just to see if he had it. 2 nodes to 1 now. 4 nodes to 1 now. Watch Almirante click here as he's playing a keyboard and mouse. Both these players on PC. Everybody in this lobby is on PC. And again, we have not seen this matchup since the B blank 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 series 3 years ago. The meta has changed. The game has completely changed. It's not polished yet, but this is definitely a better meta to try to decipher who is the best Halo Wars player. This is game number 1 in a round robin series and a best of 3. Well, it's not really a best of 3. They're just playing 3 matches. And the game number 1's going down on Volt. Both these players so far sitting on a record of 2-1. Both of them have lost a game to EOD Spartan Seb. And this is where the score starts to change a little bit as they face off against each other. Mike was looking in a great position. Did lose some map control there. Was able to take away Almirante's expansion there. Thrasher, I need you to clean up this fucking chat, dude. Let me alt-tab this real quick. Alright, back to the game. Almirante floating almost 3,000 blue. Looks like he wants to drop in a Grizzly drop, but that's not going to happen. Nice counter ball here. 77 population, trying to get into T3 here. Still in T2. Scatterbomb comes down in the middle of the fight. They're still in conduit, so they shouldn't take as much damage. He's going to proc it one more time to keep his units alive. He's going to start picking off his units. Mike did take that expansion. Almirante is going to take the expansion on the backside there. He's going to try to recover. Sitting on a nice population, floating a massive bang. Teleports on in to be able to get rid of that Gale. Mike trying to split here, split off his units. And it's just conduit after conduit after conduit. And that is just so annoying. These buffs are making these units massive. Mike's going to try to hold. He's sitting fighting tanks versus infantry. That's conduit 3 there. Mike's going to lose his double mini. Almirante dipping into his bank. 74 population versus 69. Mike is broke, but he's been hanging on to this expansion for quite some time. Did have his base stripped. Got 3 gens back online. Hasn't fully upgraded everything there. He's floating a lot of yellow. And he's going to push back on up. And we're probably going to see another Kodiak drop here pretty soon. But he's got to increase that population to see if he has an armory down for reinforcements. That's 26 seconds out. Cleaned up a side base there with the dispersion that he had for the base damage, and he's going to try to get some sight on this expansion to see if Almirante does have it. Almirante still sitting on 4 nodes. Mike trying to posture up on the hill, get the high ground here. But again, he needs to be able to get that the reinforcements up because these Grizzlies are chewing up a lot of his population, and they're only useful for so much population. Leader's trying to come in and do some pre-damage, but he's going to get smoked. The shield's going to drop here. We got 5 hunters in the mix. Y-ability comes down in the middle of it. Leader's absolute running on the top half of the screen. 1 Grizzly goes down. Active camo is procced. 1 Wolverine on the backside to see if Almirante focuses it. He is going to focus it. And his units should be able to go into cloak here. And he's going to get a lot of damage. He's actually going to pinch off the 2 tanks. The 2 Grizzly tanks off to the side. Mike is now left with 1. Lost 3 Grizzlies there. Very expensive loss for Michael. We look at his bank, 49 population and not a lot of blue. Those counter units are doing a great job. Yaks to try to solidify this positioning once more. Almirante taking the nodes back. Mike trying to get one off to the sneaky side, but he can't afford that double mini. And Almirante is going to pick up his third base now, as he does have a shield on his expansion there. That is his third expansion, or second expansion there. This is now his third there. Did lose one. This is just a back and forth. Mike can finally oppress over 70 population, but he's gonna need the bank to be able to do it. He's gonna need some more slots to be able to do it. Doesn't have the supply pad upgraded yet. Got his 3 gens back, getting his vehicle upgrades there. That's gonna be number 1. Got some supply pads upgraded on the back half there. This is a lot of back and forth. A nice large map. Again, you can't let things go unsung on either side of the map because they can snowball. This is a lot of hunters here. And again, let's see if Almirante is finally in T3. He's going to want to get that beam upgrade because he does know that Mike is trying to push with these Yaks and Grizzlies here with some Flamers on the back end. Mike needs a couple more Gales to be able to do this, but finally seeing some Stanchion. Stanchion and Grizzly look like it might be the play. Take a look at Mike's bank. 79 population versus 73. A lot of counter units there, and that's going to be a lot of hunters there. Does notice the Stanchion now, so that's going to be an issue for him if that goes out of hand there. Mike can finally start pumping. It looks like he's going to save up for one more Kodiak drop here. That's why he's floating so much blue. Trying to stack those 1-star Grizzlies. We've already seen him cycle through 2 of those. He's finally going to take his third there. It just got seen by that Marauder there. Sitting at 20 minutes and possibly no Phantoms as well. Almirante is trying to posture up here for his Foundry. He's trying to get some Wraiths online. He's got enough counter units. He just has to get his reinforcements. That's 2 seconds out. Not floating as much as he was earlier, and Mike's sitting almost at 3k. He's got to leave that room for that population to be able to drop it in. He's got one annoying dispersion there. It's going to give him vision on that. He knows exactly what's going on, but this is going to be the play here. He's got 1 Yak up top. Another one is in the mix. Yeah, there it is. And the Stanchion here. Got to drop this shield here. Vehicle drop is online for him. He's going to drop 1 more Yak online and save up for that Grizzly when his population reduces here. Doesn't have enough yellow yet to be able to get that second reinforcement upgrade to give him 120 pop, but he desperately needs it. These hunters cannot get caught out of position. Look how many hunters are there and Engies as well. Those Engies are to cut the damage by 40%. Token generator comes up, but again, Stanchion and Wolves are in the mix along with Gales. A lot of units to be able to apply the vision. The leader was going to want to poke out, but he has to take this engagement correctly. This is where the teeter-totter happens. He's either going to fold here or trade. It's got to be one of the two. I don't think he's in a position to be able to just kind of burst through here. He would need Phantoms on the field. We are sitting at 22 minutes with no Phantoms yet. Still doesn't have them on there. Got the Engies there to heal up. The shield is popped, and Mike's doing a little bit of push here. Mines come down for Michael. Michael spent a lot of his yellow. I think he's upgrading turrets. Thought he was going for the 120. Again, these Yaks are what do a lot of the damage here, especially with the vehicle upgrades. Got 6 Engies in 1 bubble there. Try to push. Almirante is going to kind of call it quits on that. He's going to loop back around and probably go for a trade here for expansions. Mike's sitting on the 3rd here. He's just finished upgrading it. He has a couple of units here. He's got to get rid of that before that drop comes in for a backdoor play. Oh, he's going to try to posture up. The same exact thing is going to happen. Almirante's got to make a play here pretty soon. He's got to get this top mid control. He's already posturing up for it. But again, this Yak has been sitting here for quite some time. And Mike's going to take that as expansion then. He needs that expansion dearly. Take a look at his bank. 98 out of 100. Bank's not looking too good. Michael's still floating 5k nearly. 3 of that's going to be for... Oh god, this is where it gets kind of dicey for Arbiter because he does so much fucking damage. He's going to come take this 3rd, right? Mike has a choice to either try to trade. But if this goes unsung, he's going to push the main. See the decision he's making out of Michael. He's either got to defend, he's got to do something. Did a great job taking that expansion. Almirante is not going to let him keep this 3rd. Doesn't have a lot of base damage, but he does have conduit. Mike's probably just going to let that go. Couple hunters up top mid. Mike's got to pay attention to that. Yeah, Mike knows that he can't. He has to come back, meet halfway here. He just can't overextend and push. Take a look at Michael. He's trying to incorporate. He's finally at 120. He's trying to incorporate, spend some of this blue here. He's getting some vultures online. Does know he does that grizzly in pocket. He didn't have enough population to be able just to drop it. And this is what I was talking about. If Mike was overextending right here, right now, if he was trying to push this right now, all I want to be right back at his main, stripping it once more. Ooh, and Michael turns around. He's not even checking to see. He should be able to get this notification. He has to turn around. He spent a lot of that time walking back this way, but it looks like he wants to split push himself. Start the pre-damage here. Trying to drop the shield there, but he's going to have to run home and deal with this. This is a massive army that's going to be hard to kill. So many Engis in the sky. He's going to have the conduit online. He's got one Kodiak in the mix, so let's see how this comes down. The king of micro himself is going to have to engage this correctly. Scatterbomb comes down. NG procced. Massive stasis here. It's going to allow the proc, and he's going to do some damage here, but let's see what he does after that. Michael opting in for the base damage here. He's got the vultures on the back end. Again, this is game number 1, 26 minutes in, 60-minute cap. Almirante looks like he wants to do an eco push here. Like he wants to hurt his eco, but that really doesn't matter. Michael's going to drop down a heal. It's not going to do too much. Another stasis is going to catch a couple of units there. Yak is still doing the damage on the back end. And Michael's just being picked apart at home here. This is going to hurt. Does have a lot of Yaks, yes, but Almirante's just going to keep picking all this, and this is expensive. This was $1,200 right here. That was part of a $3,000. The Gales need to start smoking. He's now building Yaks as well. And the push is given up there. Oh, a couple of race came top mid to kill those Yaks. Jesus Christ, there's a lot going on. Michael picking up the third on that side. He's already upgraded it. Michael's all 2 gens got stripped again, so that's total of 5 gens he's been stripped for thus far. Conduit being popped, heal up some of these units. He wants to hang out to these counter units here. They're very valuable. He's going to push top middle. He cleared out all the Yaks. He's to come clear out a couple of these counter units for Michael. Try to solidify this top mid, and we're going to reset here, boys. 62 versus 79 population. Almirante's leader wheels should be beefing up here. Should be able to get a plasmable, a teleport, a drop to be able to activate all of this conduit. We saw the mass cloaking already. That's a double shield for Almi to fight the Yaks. He picked up a third. He's going to clear out Mike's third here. This is starting to fall apart for Michael. He had a nice transition there in T2 to be able to take advantage of the opportunity. But Almirante's been backdooring every time Michael's been trying to put his foot forward here. 84 population. This is the last of Michael's bank right here. $3,000 spent. This is the push here. We don't see too many. We don't see any Yaks on the field here. This is just straight muscle trying to fight. Heavy metal comes down. Shield is finally popped. Counter units forward. A couple of Marines. Stanchion in the background here. He's got to focus this main here. It's a shield generator on the backside. Got to focus the main here. I don't know if Malmi has fortifications or not, but it doesn't matter that these vehicles are upgraded and they're doing a lot of damage. Almirante's probably going to go for the counter push here. Michael's taking advantage of every pick he can get. Took a tank there. He's going to turn around and take that base. Has one turret at home. Still holding a Yak there. Does know about the extra base on the side. We're going to reset again. 94 population versus 94 population. Mike is hurting in his eco department. Keeps losing these generators and it's hurting him. Got to get these pads back online. He's lost all of his minis here and he's lost his right side of his base. He's he's lost all of the minis on the map. He's only stuck with his expansion. Almirante's going to start to choke him out here. Another scatter coming down right in the middle of everything. Conduit proc to try to counter it. Michael's units are just so slow. Again, both these players are sitting on 2 wins and 1 loss. Both those losses are from Sebastian. This is game number 1, the last game of this group series before we finalize the bracket. Sniper shots are coming down. Teleport comes down. He's going to go home to his main. Michael's way out of position. Enforcer drop there. Mike's got to walk all the way home. And Almi can sit here right at... He can backtrack to that there. Gale tries to come home to smoke. That's going to be shut down. A lot of base damage here. Conduit, T3 units. Mike's trying to do his best that he can to come on home. But again, look at Mike's bank here. And look at Almi's bank sitting at 100, floating almost 3,000 of each. This might be GG. Almirante playing for the late game here. Did lose a couple expansions, but was hanging on to these units. Nice beefy army, but Almirante just keeps slipping away. And again, we're not seeing any phantoms, and that's... Oh, we saw it, boys. That's the scarab in the background there. 69 versus 84. Where is it being queued at? And it's right on the side of Michael there. Jesus fuck. Trying to pay attention to everything, but I cannot keep up. There's a shield there. Mike knows that base is there. Let's see if he tries to push out on it. Yeah, positionally though, he can't commit here because then Almirante looks like he's winging it there. But Mike has no idea that the scarab is coming out on the side of his base. He does know now, and he's got to try to deal with it. Mike can't directly fight that, and he's going to run to his counter units right now. Well, this is getting kind of sloppy here. So he's going to try to hit the production building. This is the base damage now. Look, and that's going to split off to the main there. Mike's got a lot to worry about right now. Killed that. That was a great pick on that production building. Mike doesn't have any minis. His only production he can either be here or here, and he took away the counter unit choice. And then nab a supply pad. Almirante floating 5k. His bank is looking massive here. And again, he has full map control. He has all the nodes now. He has all the minis. Mike is just falling apart. Spirit Assault. To see if it's dropped in here. Grizzlies are trying to come home to deal with it, but Mike is fully stripped, and this is looking like it's going to be GG. 72 population versus 104, and that's going to be GG. Game number 1 given over to Almirante 99. Again, we haven't seen this matchup in 3 years. And Almirante is going to take game number 1. Vault. No repeats, no Vori. RB versus Forge. Mike tried the infantry build, but after about 17 minutes, it's going to be useless. That was a lot going on, boys. I'm sorry if I missed it. The mini map kind of showed everything going down. There was so much going on, I even forgot what the fucking next map is. That's going to be Bedrock. We haven't seen Bedrock play all day. Again, the maps are randomly generated here. They are not set maps. There's not a full game plan for these group stages. Again, very simple rules. All the big boys showing up today. We saw EOD Spartan Seb take a game off of these two gods here. We're finally seeing the gods go against each other in 3 years, and with better micro, with better game knowledge, and a different season. Not fully polished game yet, but it's definitely in a better state than it was before. Almirante now on PC, controller versus keyboard. Now it's going to come down to these leader screws. We saw Arbiter shine there as we got to 30 minutes. He was able to loop around, continue to choke his opponent out. He took full map control, had all of the nodes, had all of the minis, took Mike's production buildings, was taking these fights correctly. Let's see if Mike can try to rebound here. Again, it's not a best of 3. It's just a group stage. It's a win-loss count. Mike's going to lose that game number 1 there. Oh, I need to change the win for Big Almirante. Wow. All right. That was a mouthful of 40 minutes of casting. All right, 1 second. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have Liam co-cast this because his side of the stage is already done. Come on, Liam. You're fucking up the energy, bud. Got the biggest fucking players going at it, man. All right, Liam, you got 30 seconds. So you got 30 seconds. Were you playing League already? What are you doing? You taking a break? What's going on? Doesn't even say you're on Halo Wars.
I just finished.
Finish
Got the little snack.
Finish your League
Ready
match?
to go again. Damn, that game you just casted was as long as a League match.
Yeah, no shit.
All right. Says you're online now. One sec.
Well, okay, so we're having... I told the players you're joining, right? Mike said it's okay, or at least we can try. Now, Almirante says, I might lag. He says if I get lag, I'm going to resetting. So, I don't know if you want to...
What's he going to do in the eliminations? Because we'll both be casting.
Well, that's...
Makes sense.
I know, but this is... I don't know. This is the first time these players have matched up in 3 years. He's probably taking it super serious. It's not it's just group play. It's not the bracket yet, but Almi's come to play. He just won 1-0 after 32 minutes. Forge versus RB. Great matchup. But let's see. I don't know. You call it, Chief. I know you want to cast it, but I think we should give these players...
Not letting me join. Delmar, tell me. It's offline.
Invited you like 3 times.
Yeah, I know, but I don't get invites. Fucking lit.
Okay, let me open the lobby.
Stupid.
Open the lobby. Okay.
Oh, that'll be why. Yeah, that'll be why.
Yeah, I made it invite only. Don't want no fuckery going on. You know what I mean? Don't want Mighty Hoax joining randomly because he thinks he's in a co-cast. It's open. You have all your notifications off? Is that why you don't get...
No, they're on.
Okay, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's not a best of 3. We're playing group stages. It's going to be a round robin. We've already seen Almirante and EOD and Mike and EOD. They were all both sitting at 2-1. Almirante is now up a win. He's sitting at 3-1. Mike's sitting at 2-2. That was game number 1, almost 40 minutes long. We are now jumping to game number 2 here. It's going down on Bedrock. Bracket's going to be... Here, baby. Bracket's going to be finalized after this matchup. Group 1 has already finished all of their games there. We now have we now have Liam White in the saddle here for the co-cast. But again, we haven't seen these players match up in 3 years since the B blank blank Blake tournament that happened a while back. I'm not giving free advertising here on my channel.
Yeah, so Group A is already finished. Admiration, beating everyone. He's going to top the group, go straight to the semi-finals. Rock did 2-0 Hippie, which means Rock will be playing EOD in the eliminations, and Hippie will be playing the loser of this series.
And if you guys want to check out the bracket, bracket down below, donate if you're enjoying the content. Again, the 2 gods going at it here. This is all thanks to Liam and his supporters. We keep backing out here. I'm so antsy. I want to get game number 2 going already.
All right, so game number 2. Almirante 1-0 up. We have a Shipmaster Mirror going down on Bedrock.
Yeah, so to go down on Bedrock, I have to change my scoreboard. Jesus Christ. Did you take over for a little bit?
Yeah, no problem. Okay, we have Mike BEASTon going to be opening up a double grunt with double supply pad here. We immediately got 3 grunts going to the power bundles on the left on the ledge. Probably just going to regroup some units possibly and go for an aggressive push onto Almirante. On Almirante's side, we do have pretty much the same. Didn't open triple grunt, just the double. Another grunt on the way out now with the double harvester, and both players just staying to their side of the map respectively, collecting the resources before they decide what they want to do next.
Yeah, we've seen this this matchup come out already for Almirante. We played it against EOD Spartan 7. It was on Frontier, but again, Seb opted in for a leader, was Almirante opted in for Cloak and took a lot of map control, rushed his T2, and then fought him T2 units versus T1 as he was stripping his base. But it looks like both players are going to opt in for active camo, and this will be a battle of the nodes here going down on Bedrock.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of ship versus RB and ship mirrors as well in Group A, and it is generally just cloak on cloak grunt action. All of the nodes getting swapped and swapped constantly, and it looks like Mike did do that aggressive push onto Almirante and managed to secure the power on his side.
Yeah, this is a lot of methodical thought process. Almirante is overextended in a position to be able to steal some minis. Thank you for the volatile Joker, Vicente.
Yeah, he's going to take the mini as well. Looks like he might take 2 here. All 3, potentially, by the looks of things. Taking 1 on his side as well. Almirante might end up with 6 minutes to 0 here, and that grunt spam is going to be super strong.
Yeah, this is great pathing for him. I think Mike messed up a little bit. He was trying to be a little bit over-aggressive on that power, but he was out of position to be able to secure his minis, along with even to steal a mini, and Almirante's in the perfect position to be able to secure his minis. It looks like he was going to get away with it. Might not be able to afford that last one.
So the huge difference as well, Mike picked Cloak up before he upgraded his first generator. Mike does not have an upgraded generator right now. He is going into a second generator, but Almirante does have an upgraded generator.
I mean, if
we said he got Cloak as well, right? No, he's just getting it now.
No, he's just getting it now. No, that's what it's going to be a battle for. And great decision making on the backside for Almirante. Canceled his back mini to be able to pick up that last mini. So he's going to be in a position to hold 6 minis to 0. Mike's sitting down an extract here. I mean, if Almirante does put a Rax down, he can counter with the Cloak. Yeah, that was Mike's doing the math here. I mean, you lose all the minis like that. You got aggressive, you got over aggressive to get some power, but it didn't end up paying off as you lost all of your minis. It just got outplayed. And now some.
So what I was going to say then is we saw the exact same with Admiration versus Rock on Frontier. Rock had 5 mini bases to 1, and Admiration had the early Cloak grunts. He got into Tech 2 much faster than Rock, and he actually ended up clearing out all of the mini bases and winning the game. So I don't know. Mike with an early resign there.
Yeah, really early.
And that's going to lose him the series.
And that's going to lose him the series. We're going to move on to the actual bracket. We're going to take a break here. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Almirante winning both of those games there.
So Almirante 2-0 on Mike. He's going to join Admiration in the other semi-finals. He will not be playing against Admiration. He'll be playing against the winner of technically the losers elimination rounds. But as Lethal said, we're going to take a 5-minute break while we do sort out the bracket. And we will get back to you very shortly.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm trying to catch a DMCA, brother. I'm about to be lit over here. What are we playing?